Yo YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy SalvationsElite. We're finally back with another video, guys. I hope you guys had a sick New Year's. I hung out with some friends, had a good time, and definitely great. The break's coming to an end though. I'm heading back to Ohio this weekend. I'm not sure what the schedule will look like, getting back into the groove of things, but I have an awesome announcement that actually next Thursday I will again be going to New Orleans. I'll be going to New Orleans for CWL New Orleans, and I'll be reffing again in the open bracket. So I got invited back, which is just awesome. I'm really excited for that, and so that means I'll be able to see a lot of you guys again, which is just that's definitely the best part, and I'm really looking forward to that. And like I said, I'm just excited to do it again and see what happens at New Orleans, because it should be a phenomenal event. So finally, let's get right into the video. This is Optic versus TK at Dallas. This is the winners finals. This is the SND match on Ardennes Forest, and what's different is that this one's an SND match. Like I said, normally my learn from the pros are about respawn game modes, because it's a little bit easier to dissect and watch through and kind of, you know, pick apart certain things in a respawn game mode, where in SND, because how SND is like an ebb and flow of the game, and where SND is more of a situation to situation type game, a little bit more difficult to do a learn from the pros, specifically how we normally do it. So I want to focus on the team setups and how they utilize their team setups specifically on Ardennes Forest. SND is a game of mental processing and the ability to keep your opponent guessing and being in your opponent's mind and being able to visualize, okay, what would I do in this situation? How would I react? And how will he react to what I'm doing right now? It takes a very vast understanding of the game, a lot of experience, and the ability to really adapt to what's going on around you. So naturally, how this works is that teams will use a variety of different setups, but they'll eventually keep going back to the ones they trust in the most. And so we're going to examine some of the setups that the pros use the most, and specifically in this Optic versus TK matchup. So the first setups are pretty basic. TK sets up on turret wall, cabin cut, and then one rushes into you while one watches from ruins on B side. Offensively, Optic decides to split up, send two mid, send two towards B, so they're two at fire. So there's two at fire tank, and then there's one inside tower and one back tower at A. And really what we're going to end up seeing is a lot of variations of this almost exact setup defensively, what TK is doing right now. We're going to see this throughout the game, and it's going to show up many times with very similar setups. Basically just repositioning yourself so that pre-nades are a little bit different. But really this is like the basic setup for Ardennes Forest defense, and I think basically almost every professional team has used this multiple times inside of each game. The first round is basically a slaughter. TK slaughters Optic real quick, and so we're gonna go straight into the second round. Sorry about the picture quality on some of these. Try my best to get the highest quality screenshot that I could, but in the future I might just make them on my own, because some of these are really bad quality. Optic decides to triple stack B side here. They send one straight into you from B. They have one sitting back tank at B, and then one inside of statue ruins at B, and then they have one back rock, back cabin at A. But TK on the other hand decides to rush mid, send one into fire alley to overlook him and watch that U, and then they have two going bunker side, one inside bunker, and then one pushing in towards cave and river. So now let's watch how this mid rush plays out and how Optic does a good job of countering it, getting picks, backing up, and rotating together as a team to finish off TK.
Leave some of the pressure. Thankfully Chino's there to give the numbers back to even.
Formal's going to hit a snipe now onto Chino. Kenny and accuracy have to make a play. The Optic Gaming squad, you can see on the outside, starting to collapse. They've got one peeking through Cabin Alley, one looking through the back at Ice Tunnel, and Karma's gotten through. He should be shot in the back momentarily. I don't think Karma's going to check cave. He doesn't. He gets tagged in the back. Accuracy now by himself. See you later.
And there you go. You see how even though Optic made a little bit of a mistake, they lost that cave player, they still get picked off, but they're able to trade the kills, get into position, and defuse the bomb. And that was a phenomenal rotation and ability to get a pick in mid, rotate together through mid, through ruins, and set up for those picks at A bomb. So round 3, Optic is really trying to get this bomb over to B. They have two go into tower and then two watching mid, two at the fire cut yellow barrels, really trying to look up for mid, trying to get some type of nade or pick over at A. And defensively, TK sets up one on turret wall, back on the bridge, heady on the right side of the bridge, and then they have two at B side, one going into U, and then one kind of playing on that ramp at B. So basically with this round, Optic does a fantastic job of baiting and switching over at B, and they get the first 2 kills at B, and after that they get the bomb down, and the round goes real quick. At the end of the day, those are almost more of an individual duo type big time play than it was a team type setup in that situation, but those are the things that why Search and Destroy is so complicated and so difficult when you get to an elite level. So this 4th round was actually really interesting. Optic sets up on defense with one over at backside cabin by the rock. They have one sitting in cabin cut, and then they also have one pushing into U, and then one again at statue overlooking B side. But what TK tries to pull is a 3 rush into B with one in mid to watch that U entrance, and let's watch what goes down.
Airborne classes, we've seen passive plays at B. They've probably been one of the more diverse teams I've seen on this particular map. Now they're starting to inch their way forward. The player in U is going to be the problem. That's going to be Scump, who finds an opening kill. Crimsix answers as well. 2 down already for TK here, Jack.
Scump not ready.
Right here, if you're Optic, you have 1 minute and 5 seconds on the clock. You're up 3-2. You just picked off 2 at B. Scump has to be more aware here that there could be somebody coming up on his backside from fire. I don't understand how he never turned around here. They already have 2 overlooking B. It was just a complete mental lapse from Scumpy here. Normally he wouldn't do something like this, but he completely forgets that Chino or somebody else could be coming on his flank, and you'll see what happens. So in a situation like that, when you're a team and you have 2 picks really early at B, you have to then quickly ask yourself, where am I exposed? What are my teammates watching? And that's when Scump should then turn around and watch that mid entrance. Have that man advantage early on in a round. You don't necessarily need to be aggressive. Play passively at that point. Play for those corners, play for those picks, and you should win those rounds almost every time. So after that crazy round 4 where Crim ends up clutching a 2v1 to win, round 5 brings another great play from Optic, and this is some classic Call of Duty right here. As you guys can see from this really blurry picture, Optic sends 2 to B, again 2 in turret, 1 at fire tank, 1 at the backside of fire tank on the yellow barrels, watching mid. And again, they're trying to plan to get this bomb to B. But let's see how they do this and watch the adjustments that they make to really turn this round around.
Optic right before it gets flipped in, and all of a sudden it's Optic clutching. What a crazy round that was.
It's like they just wanted to do that for momentum. Yeah, let's give up our 3v2 and let Crim clutch the 1v2 to...
God.
Kenny's been spotted. Kenny peeks up. Oh, formal. Gets tagged, and he'll have to back up and play his life.
Let's see how they play this. They've been pretty passive on offense. You saw that in their last offensive round. Now going to wrap all the way to A. If you're Team Caliber, you're going to start sniffing out something. Obviously, Chino's going to get baited and formal. Oh! Chino's face, but the poor guy's just been evaporated the past 2 rounds. He hasn't had a chance.
Guy shouldn't have worn a hat right there, and he gets
and Chino's
the
just
very top of his head.
Sit out around.
Karma with another. Bye-bye accuracy.
Easy pickings.
Kenny by himself. Kenny cleaned up.
Let's fire up the instant replay and show you what happened there. So you can see that Optic is completely stuffed at B. They see that either they're gonna have to get some miracle head glitch snipe shot up at the mount on B, or they're gonna really get stuck over there and have to push through mid or something like that. So instead, all 3 of them wrap through the backside of bunker, and they hope to play a numbers game with TK at A. And obviously there's some unbelievable sniping involved there, but Optic just makes a great adjustment there to make the call to wrap back into A and push that bomb. It's like when you're in a situation like that and where your original plan doesn't necessarily work out, where Optic obviously wanted to go B at first, it's absolutely crucial that you make a quick decision, especially if you haven't had somebody already picked off. You make a quick decision. All right, let's hit this flank, wrap back, and make a play that TK may not necessarily expect. So round 6, we see the same push from TK that we saw earlier in the game, where they send 3 towards B side, 2 inside of tower, 1 on the back side of tower, and they try to flood that B bomb site. What they're hoping is that Optic only had sent 1 there, but they actually do send 2, but they do a fantastic job of trading those kills and getting in a position to get the bomb down. You can see that their bomb carrier gets killed, but nonetheless still push in, and they're able to get this bomb down. What TK does a great job of doing here is working together to get this bomb planted. Chino comes in from mid, works his way back up onto the top mount, and TK uses those ARs to really lock down both mid, and TK really uses those ARs to lock down mid and back bridge of ruins. And they just do a fantastic job of locking it down once bomb is planted and then setting up to trade those kills. TK really has a solid round there. So in round 7, Optic is trying to do an A push here with more of an aggressive mid approach. So what they do is they send formal back bunker, and they have 3 pushing up towards fire tank, 1 in fire cut kind of looking there, 1 watching you, and they work their way through mid and through A side. TK goes back to the basic setup, 1 back rockin' cabin, 1 setting up on that heady over at bridge, then 1's in statue and the other 1's on that B ramp, and they're working to that pretty slow setup there. So let's watch how this develops.
He's gotta go.
14 caliber.
This is what Eunited did a lot on this map with Clayster, where Clayster would push to this first hard point and then kill the player near sight. The issue is too little too late. Formal plays it very passively.
He needed to get that kill before Scump dropped.
Exactly.
At least you lose the first player. You can't allow Chino to pick up 2. So Chino, after having a couple frustrating rounds, back-to-back times, he's going big now for his squad.
And I love this from TK. They know exactly where the bomb's down at. It's an awkward spot for OG. 40 seconds left in this round. Will Formal be ready for this? It doesn't appear so.
He'll get picked. Krem by himself. He had a wild 1v2 early.
So I mean, you can see how TK did a great job of calling out where that bomb was down. They knew that Optic would struggle to aggressively grab that bomb, and so what they do is they rotate through spawn into bunker, and they catch Optic in that phase of trying to get that bomb down. And so once again, TK communicates, plays patiently, works together, trades kills, and they win another round, and they're rewarded for that patience and for that team play. So round 8 brings another interesting round where Optic decides to force. So round 8 is again really interesting. Optic decides to stack B side, send 3 that side to defend B bomb, but the issue is TK decides to attack A. So that leaves Crim alone in cabin cut to fend for himself and to call out that A side. And really what his job here would be is to call that out, play his life, and allow for those picks to then roll in. The issue is that doesn't necessarily happen. So what TK does so well is once they see the opportunity, they attack that opportunity. So they see that there's nobody back A, they don't see anybody in cabin cut, and so they aggressively push it, and it really does pay off in a big way. Once again at round 9, Optic decides to push that bomb towards B, but they decide to go through mid. They send 3 to fire tank, and they have 1 sitting back tower. But once again, Envy does a great job of getting in position to control that B side, and you can see how one of their players is up on mount, one's pushing into U. They have 1 sitting at that back heady next to bridge. They have 1 sitting back turret, so they're in good position to get a lot of different callouts here. But what you need to watch for in this round is how good of a job Optic does at patiently waiting for a call out and then waiting for that bomb to get planted and then immediately crashing in on bomb together. And you can see how that plays out here, where especially Crim pushes through fire cut and does a great job of trying to break this bomb.
If they're not, they're going to get completely punished for it. Here comes Glide Bomb. Okay, it looks like they have mountain up.
Well, they have to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he just completely whiffed. We got the tail end of it, but I'm assuming they have to.
Here comes another Glide Bomb now.
Yeah.
Whiffs again.
At least good by Optic not to get picked off by these, but still a lot of time for TK to work this plant. Theory's gotten inside of you.
I'm wondering if they're thinking that no one's in there because those 2 Glide Bombs missed. Will they just push on forward? It doesn't appear so as of yet. They're trying to bait out some nades on this site. 4 versus 4. Bomb being planted.
Here we go. Playing on bomb was Theory. Kenny keeping an eye on mid-map. They've got all the position in the world. Maybe a little bit of bait, but you got to make a play. Krem is going to get the first kill. So just like that, things start to get out of whack for Team Caliber.
He doesn't see him.
Transition over, hasn't spotted him on the right side. An awkward gunfight here, but somehow Kenny's able to pick it up. 1 more in the back. Krim's got 2 kills for Optic. Suddenly, Theory by himself. 22 seconds on the clock. He probably has to make 1 play on bomb, and he's playing from behind, able to win that gunfight. He's in. He's still gotten away. They're on the bomb, and he's cleaned up. We've got our...
See there how great of a job those trades really were. Optic communicates to figure out where this last guys are, and they really center in and really do a great job of setting up on that bomb to ensure they get the kills. And again, fundamental Call of Duty right there, and they do a phenomenal job even after bomb was planted to win that round. Well, at the end of the day, the issue was for Optic here is that TK was loaded up with streaks, and so there really wasn't any setup in round 11, so we're not going to show that one because Optic just sat and waited for streaks to end, and it does not work out for him. I really wanted to make this video because it really emphasizes the importance of communication, the ability to trade kills, patience, and positioning, especially on a map like Ardennes where you have all the lanes, you have the fire cuts, and at the end of the day, if you have a lot of lines of sight over at A, which allow you to trade kills at B, and that's exactly what these teams do. And the team who's better at it is the team that wins. If you guys enjoyed this video, like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. Share the video if you guys really enjoy it. I really do appreciate it, and I'm excited to see you guys at New Orleans, and be on the lookout for another video or 2 in the next few days. But nonetheless, guys, as always, I'm your boy, SalvationsElite, and we'll see you next time. I'm out. A lot of control, a lot of ability to be flexible with the hill, and even when you lose the hill down below, you still have the ability to put pressure on them from above, and they obviously will always know that you're up there. So be aware of that. But nonetheless, it can be absolutely crucial to maintaining the hill and